Hello and welcome back to the Mainly Sports Podcast. He's Jeesh.
And he's Shoop.
And today we're covering top 10 sports video games. Our top 10 sports video games that we played, that we used to play, that makes us nostalgic, like games that we loved growing up. It's not the top 10 of all time, so you're going to vary. And I'm sure that his list is going to be 100% different than mine, just like the top 10 sports figures. So, Jeesh, you start off this list and give me your number 10.
All right, we're going to start off with number 10, and we're going to go to the streets, NFL Street.
I don't mean to interrupt. 1, 2, or 3, or just the whole franchise?
1.
1. Okay.
Yeah. First NFL Street, the original.
Okay.
That game was just so fun to come out and play with. All the power-ups you could do, and you and your friends would get into fights because the game was so unpredictable. And if you had a very good move, you use it on your friend, you wouldn't talk for a few days. But NFL Street was always fun. It was usually a late night game. If we got sick of Madden, we'd go to NFL Street. And
that's fair. I wouldn't be able to put Street in my Street 1 in my top 10 only because of it didn't have the immersibility like I was talking about with another game that I won't mention. But I just feel like it was too basic because you had like to beat the league, you could do that, but that was pretty much all they really had. And then they had like play now, but it was a super good game. I would 100% today in 2020 go back and play Street 1 easily. Yep. My number 10 is Gran Turismo 3 A-Spec.
Okay.
Yeah, that's one of the ones I figured that you wouldn't expect to be on my list. But when it comes to A-Spec, dude, I was a absolute nerd, 100%. I played that career mode over and over and over again, and I would try to get every single car. I'm not exaggerating. I'm telling you right now, I probably owned every single car in that game at one point in one of my franchises or one of my campaigns. Like I played it that much, and there's like over 100 cars in the game. Like I played that game so much, and it got to the point that I was playing full-length races. So when it got down to like near the end there, when you were using the rally cars and stuff like that, or not the rally cars, but the Indy cars, I was doing like 200 lap races, and I would literally I would pause it and leave my PlayStation, like go to school and stuff like that. Like I was that serious about A-Spec. I loved A-Spec. So yeah, that's my number 10.
Okay. I was never got into the Gran Turismo games. I've played them. They're great games, but I never owned them. My friends always owned them.
Yeah. I just love the immersibility. Like they had like you had to change your oil, you know? Yeah. Like the customization, especially for when it came out on PlayStation 2, the customization in that game was insane. Like you could do whatever you wanted. It was so cool. Like so having to get licenses to be able to get into the other races and stuff. It was just I loved it. Yeah. And it was just so immersibility. Like you had so much to do, but you didn't feel overwhelmed doing it. Like you had fun doing it. And it was just that's the part I loved about that game.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna go to number 9 here for me, and my number 9 is Skate 2. Not really a stick and ball sport, but Skate 2 was. I spent so many days after school playing that. Not Skate 1, not Skate 3. Skate 2. I didn't care for the other two games. Skate 2, you could do the multiplayer and skate at the same time and have a split screen, and you had the better maps and stuff. I'm not really big into skateboarding or anything, but I always love the skate games, and the Tony Hawk games were cool too. But I'd put Skate 2 on my list just because of the multiplayer aspect, and the graphics for it then was really good. And being the stage I was in high school, it was fun just messing around on it.
Yeah, Skate 2. I thought about Skate. It's actually my honorable mentions because Skate was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. All right. Number 9 is Blitz Pro 03 for me.
Okay. Yep.
Not the 2001, not the 97 version, because the 97 version, to me, I played it, but I didn't really like it too much because it didn't really have the greatest of graphics. But the Blitz Pro 03 was, how you could do all the stuff and get the horse head and stuff like that, or the big head. It was so cool to me. So And then obviously you can beat up your opponents like in the middle of play.
Right.
And I never ever lost because everybody else would complain about pass interference, and I wouldn't. So they would go for a pass, and I would tackle their receiver as their quarterback's throwing it. So they just never complete it. I was really OP in that. So, and I was really good at running in the game too. So I don't know. It was fun. And plus, it's the first. My cousin DJ, all right, he was big into sports games, and I would always go to my aunt's house and play with him. And he was like 5, 6 years older than me. And the first game I ever beat him in was Blitz Pro 03. And then later on it was Madden. It was Madden 05. But that was the first Madden game I ever beat him in. But Blitz Pro 03 was the first time I ever beat him, and he took the game out and he snapped it, and he like had the biggest rage fit of his life. And so yeah, that's like my proudest moment of Blitz. So that's number 9 for me. Just the fond memories with it.
All right. Moving on to number 8. The franchise for this game has kind of, I think, gone downhill over the years. But I put the older version on it. I'm going with MLB The Show 07. If we're going to talk about this game, you can't ignore the fact that my number 3 on my other list that we just went over, in the first video, David Wright is on the cover of that game. And I played that game until at least 4 o'clock in the morning every night when I shouldn't have. And I just do seasons after seasons after seasons, just non-stop playing that game. I don't understand why, but it was just a go-to game. And at the time, like the way it was set up was just like so good. And I believe that was the game where I don't know if that was the one where they introduced AAA and AA. It might have been. I'm not sure. I have to look it up. But MLB 07, the show, is my number 8.
Yeah. I wouldn't know. I never really got into the show, so I don't really know when they introduced all that.
Mm-hmm.
Show was good though. I never played 07, but I did play 09.
That was one with Droy on the cover, I believe, or either Pedroia or Mauer, one of them.
Yeah, but yeah, I did like that one. Oh no, it was actually 08. It was wasn't it like Beltray or somebody on that? Somebody was on that. It was a hitter, but
Ryan Howard, I think.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, maybe it was right. I don't know.
But yeah, it was either 08 or 09. That was the first one I played, and I did enjoy that. So that was your number 8. My number 8 is 2K5, ESPN 2K5 football.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And the reason why is because of helmet cam, and I still have that game today for PlayStation 2. The helmet cam was so cool, and I don't know how Madden hasn't gone, hey, maybe we should introduce that to our game. Also, I don't know how 2005 2K has better passing mechanics in a running league than Madden 20 in a passing league. How does that game beat the passing mechanics? Like in 2K, in Madden 20, you can't do an over-the-shoulder corner throw in the end zone. But in 2K5, you can do that, and it looks beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can high point in Madden 20, but you can't do them corner throws. You can't do them accurate, blooping it in between the safety and stuff. They got the touch pass, but the touch pass is just a lower arced lob pass. So
right, but yeah,
the 2K5 mechanics were amazing.
Yeah, oh, definitely. Yeah, 2K. I'm not going to say anything about it because I might say something about it later. I don't know. Stay tuned and find out.
So it's later on your list, okay?
Number 7 for me. We're sticking with baseball. I had baseball for number 8, but we're gonna go number 7 with MVP baseball, 2004.
Oh.
Albert Pujols on the cover.
Yeah.
This game was similar to MVP baseball 05. It could have been either one on the list, but 04 was the first one made. So I'd put that one on the list, and I'd spend, just like the show, hours and hours playing this game, except I wouldn't do the franchise mode. They had the home run derby mode, but they give you like points for how far the ball went, even if you didn't hit a home run.
Yep.
And I remember hitting a home run that went like 600 feet one time with Brett Boone. And I don't know how I did it. Yeah. But yeah, we played franchise mode on that all the time. Back when you could do multiplayer franchises on sports games, besides Madden. But yeah, MVP baseball number 7.
All right. So we're also going to stick with baseball at 7. And we're also going to stick with MVP baseball at 7. But it's MVP baseball 2005. I was really hoping you were going to say 05 when you were going down. But with Manny Ramirez on the cover.
Mm-hmm.
So that was like the first baseball game like I really played. And again, me and my cousin DJ played that game a lot. Like we used to love that game. And yeah, we'd do seasons against each other and stuff like that. Home run derbies. I mean, granted, it's all the same as 2004, really. Just a little bit updated graphics. But
right.
I just didn't play 04 as much. So 05 was my game for sure for baseball. But for all the same reasons that you said, you could do whatever you wanted on it, and it was just super fun.
Yeah.
So
yeah, see, the thing with the baseball games, I played a lot of baseball games because everybody that came to my house, we all played baseball together on a team in real life. So we were constantly all about baseball. So it was just one of the main sports that was involved in my life.
I feel you. All right, number 6 then.
Number 6, we're gonna go with what you said earlier on this list, and number 6 is ESPN 2K5. Basically, all the same reasons you said. This game was way ahead of its time. I think, like even like the cut scenes and stuff, and in the Chris Berman halftime show.
Yep.
And
that intro, dude, to every game.
Yeah. Yep. It just made it feel like it was an actual presentation to a game, and not Jonathan Coachman coming in and telling you you're going to play a game for the 16th time this year. Yeah. I don't have nothing else to say for this game. We know this game's great. So.
All right. My number 6 is we're taking it back to skateboarding. Mine's Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2.
Okay. Yep.
And the reason why is because this was the first year, I'm pretty sure. I don't think it was in the first one. I played the first one. I don't think it was in that you could create a park, like your own skate park, and create your own skater, and that was super fun, dude. I played Tony Hawk a lot. Like I played Tony Hawk a lot, and I was never into skateboarding. I can't stand on a skateboard without falling on my tush. But I loved playing Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2. It was super fun. Trying to pull off a 900. Heck yeah. Dude. Go into the half pipes, dude, all the time. I would pick, Bam Margera all the time because of Jackass. And oh, dude, it was so fun. But yeah, that's my number 6.
Okay. All right. So we're moving on to the top 5 now. And this is where I get into the NASCAR. So number 5, we have NASCAR Thunder 03.
Okay.
It was the first NASCAR game I owned on PlayStation. Before that, I had Nintendo 64. And we know the Nintendo 64 graphics and the gameplay and all that stuff. They weren't bad, but having a PlayStation 2 as a kid was like biggest gift you possibly could have got. Like, oh my God, you have a PlayStation 2. Like, this is the best thing ever.
Yep.
And NASCAR 03 had the career mode. They had everything in it. You had higher drivers, higher crew members. That was the last authentic, one of the last authentic NASCAR games that was just so good and that's so trash now.
Yep, it seems that's like a recurring theme though with all of gaming nowadays. Sadly, look at all the games, dude. Madden was so much better back in the day. 2K was so much better back in the day. Call of Duty was so much better back in the day. And I now have an honorable mention now to mention NASCAR, but I'm not going to say it just in case you have it later on in your list because I'm sure you have another NASCAR game in your list. And
maybe
it better be this one. If you do, it better be this one because I should have put this in my top 10 because I remember playing it a lot. But for number 5 for me, I have SmackDown vs. Raw 06.
Okay.
And like we talked about, because of the draft, you got to draft your guys, pay them money and stuff. You had to keep them from getting injured and stuff like that, so you couldn't overwork them. That was a lot of fun. The career mode was really good in that. Granted, I wish they would have done like more than 1 year, but it was like that Road to WrestleMania thing before Road to WrestleMania. It was just like their career was just 1 year. It had that one storyline. Granted, it was different with different wrestlers though. Like you could, if you picked a different wrestler, it could be a different storyline. But there was only like 4 different storylines or 3 different storylines you could get depending on who you picked. But it was still really cool. But the only problem is once you did all 3, then you had nothing. And then once you ran out of doing that, all you had was to draft people or wrestle random matches over and over and over again. So it got boring later on, but it was hella fun. And especially when your buddies came over to play wrestling and you just spam punch them and just hit finishes over and over again while beating them with a chair. It was fun.
Yep. All right. Moving on to number 4. We finally get into the Maddens. And we're going to start with Madden 07 at number 4. Yeah. So Madden 07, I believe, that was the one with what, Sean Alexander on the cover or something.
Yes, sir.
That game was just so good at the time. I don't even know what to say about it. It's just like the Maddens now just don't compare to any of the Maddens back then. I could put any Madden on here from that, though, any years around this. But Madden 07, I think, was I think it was the start of, like, I believe, was that the one where you got to pick your parents and all that stuff?
No.
That was 08.
Yep.
Okay, so Madden 07, it was getting into that part, but the graphics in 07 were just like...
No, sorry. No, 06 was actually the one where you got to pick your parents.
Okay.
It just wasn't very in-depth. It depended, though, because if you were on PlayStation 2 and you played Madden 06, you could pick your parents. But if you played it on Xbox 360, no. It was so dubbed down. But PlayStation 2 version of 06 is regarded as one of the greatest Maddens of all time to gamers because of that aspect.
Yeah.
It just didn't have as much as Madden 08 had for the career mode.
Right. Yeah. So Madden 07, yeah. I played that game a lot. I noticed that most of my list is around 04 to 07, 08, 09, around those years. But there's been a lot of good. Like I said, Madden, in my opinion, Madden has not been good since like Madden 11. Maybe even Madden 10.
Yeah, the last great Madden was Madden 10, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Madden 11 was still decent.
Madden 10 was the one with Paul Mullen Fitzgerald, right?
Yeah.
The cover? Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that was the last good one.
Dude, Madden 10, I remember fucking playing the, the Madden Moments.
Mm-hmm.
I used to love the Madden Moments. It was so fun. I hated the one, you had Reggie Bush, you had to return a punt return for a touchdown with Reggie Bush. That one was rough. Because I never played on rookie, I always played on hardest difficulty. And then, so that one was really hard. And then Peyton Manning coming back from 18 points down. That one was really hard too. But I used to love Madden Moments, Madden 10. That's on my honorable mention list, by the way, is Madden 10. So that was your number 4.
Mm-hmm.
My number 4 is NBA 2K11. The last 2K that was amazing. I mean, 2K15 was good, but it wasn't like a huge step up. 2K11 was a huge step up. Like 2K11 is the reason why NBA Live went out of business for a couple of years. Because again, another one of my honorable mentions, NBA Live 2010. I probably played that basketball game the most, but I didn't have as much fun as playing 2K11 because the career mode was so good. MJ on the cover, you got to do the MJ moment stuff. It was so cool. I loved 2K11.
Okay, so we're down to the top 3 on the list now, and we got three different genres of games. Not genres, but 3 different. Yeah, we're gonna go with that. All right, number 3.
Sports.
3 different sports with 3 different spots here. So number 3, we're going back to NASCAR, and number 3 is Dirt to Daytona.
Yeah.
It's the greatest NASCAR game I've ever played. It has to be. You start in the dirt, you go to the modifieds, and you go to the trucks, and then you go to the cup. Like, you have to get the best career mode. It's real. The crash model wasn't really the best, but the damage, like the way your car would mess up and stuff, and like the way it would handle, was just like it was all right. Like it handles better than NASCAR Heat 4 does, and just like. If they made Dirt Daytona in like 2020, this game would be the greatest NASCAR game I mean, it is the greatest NASCAR game I've ever seen, but it would hands down I would never play anything else.
Yeah.
Because I'm a huge NASCAR fan, as you know, and this game, I spent out. I don't even know why I put it at 3. I should have put it at number 1, but I didn't.
The funny thing is that's the one I was talking about when I said it's my honorable
Mhm.
mention, and it's
Yeah.
definitely in your list, 100%.
Yeah.
I didn't think about it until you mentioned NASCAR, and then I was like, oh, of course, Dirt to Daytona,
Yeah.
because I had Heat 2002 as an honorable mention, and just because you could shoot tires out and stuff like that, and you had the guy that could walk on the, like, that was cool to me. But Dirt to Daytona was far and beyond a better game than Heat 2002 for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a super good NASCAR game. If I had to re-rank it, I probably would have taken something off my list to put that in there. Then my number 3 is NHL 15. A lot of people don't like it. I like it only because it's the first NHL game I seriously got into playing, and I met a bunch of dudes from Pittsburgh, and so we were all Steelers fans, and we all talk stuff like that while we played, and we'd play a crap ton of NHL. I was laid off at the time, so I played all day, all night, and I was the number 1 left wing in the world, baby. Number 1 left wing in the world. That's how much I did not have a life back then. So I loved it, dude. The game had a lot of problems, but it was really good. I like it a whole lot more than World of Shell. Like World of Shell, in my opinion, is good, but I don't like how there's no stat ratings really. Besides, you get your base stat ratings, and then you can get abilities to get it up. In this, your guy was not very good, and you just had to play to get better. It was
Yeah.
it was a lot like 2K's My Park. It was a lot like
Right.
that.
Yeah.
And you picked your team, you picked a team, stuff like that. So it wasn't like out in the middle of nowhere on a mountain at a random ice rink with a
Mhm.
broken down helicopter off on the side. It was like an actual arena. So it was really cool. So yeah, NHL 15 is number 3 for me.
Moving on to number 2, you've already mentioned this on your list. I put number 2 as SmackDown vs. Raw 6 for all the same reasons that you said. Literally the best wrestling game I've played. So much you could do on it, and so much time you could spend on it, and then you just lose track of time. I don't know how many times I pulled all nighters playing with my friends. Like that's the one game I could stay up all night and play and not get bored of.
Yep.
I don't know how many times we just got on at like say 4 o'clock in the afternoon after school on a Friday, and then whoa, it's Saturday at 6 a.m. I'm like, oh no, we lost track of time. This game is fun. Let's go to bed for 2 hours and wake up and do it again. Like,
Yep. Exactly.
yeah,
Take a little cat nap so we can get back to it.
you're right. Exactly. As soon as this game came out, we had to get it. As soon as it hit the shelves, because we knew something was. We heard the ratings about it and stuff, and like all the stuff you could do, and it lived up to the expectations that it said it would.
Yeah. I will say though, SmackDown vs. Raw 06 is not the best game in my opinion. I have it there only because of the draft and stuff like that. The best gameplay game for wrestling, in my opinion, is Here Comes the Pain. I love that one, and then Just Bring It is close in that talk as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like going into the boiler rooms, talking to Rikishi to get a tag team partner at the beginning, stuff like that. It was really cool. But for all around game, SmackDown vs. Raw 06 is by far the best one.
Yeah.
All right, my number 2. I actually switched these. These were 1 and 2 or 2 and 1, and now they're 1 and 2. Madden 08 is my number 2 now. It was my number 1, but I thought harder about it, and I switched it with the now number 1. Madden 08 because of the immersive story mode. You go get a haircut, you go get tattoos, you went to the performance center, you did your games, you had your IQ test, you picked your parents, like you literally controlled every single aspect of your career. You were in a crappy little apartment, you move up to a better house, and you later on get a mansion. It's just, dude, it's everything that I want the career mode to be now that it will never be again.
Yeah.
Like, it sucks because Madden 08 doesn't have the best graphics because it's back on PS2, but it's still. I'd rather play that than Madden 20, as bad as it sounds.
Yeah.
I want.
I honestly thought about buying a PS2 and just going back and playing all these games.
Yeah, I mean, I have it. I have a PS2 and I could play it. I have it, but I don't know. It's hard, dude. Madden 08 was so good. And I think that's why I hate about turning on Madden. Like that's why I delete Madden all the time. It's because I turn up Madden, I want to play it, and then like you think about, oh man, Madden 08, Madden 07, Madden 04, Madden 05. Like you think of all these great Maddens, Madden 06, and then you turn Madden 20 on, 12 years later from Madden 08, and then we just have a broken down version.
Yeah.
Like video games are supposed to age, well, and Madden just ages like I will age.
Yeah.
Like me in 12 years is gonna be nowhere near what I am now, and that's exactly what Madden is.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's sad, and that's why I get so frustrated. And that's why I haven't played in months.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Madden 08 is my number 2.
All right. Well, Madden 08 is my number 1. So you just said everything everything about the game for the reason why it would be my number 1. And I literally have nothing else to say about it because we all know Madden 08 is the best Madden that we've played. So
Yes. With the worst cover.
Like you're right. Vince Young, yes.
Yeah. With the worst cover guy ever.
Time.
Yep. All right. Well then, my number 1 is Street 2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And the reason why is because you want to talk about a game that you could literally play over and over and over again. You can play all night and take a cat nap and get back on and play it again. Street 2 is it. Dude, Street 1 was great. I mean, great. Street 2, next level. Getting to play Exhibit as a final boss, dude. Like, you building your character up, and then you could take your Street 2 character and put him into Madden 08. Like, that was cool. Or 06. My bad. I think it was 06. But you could put him into a Madden after that. Like, you had the Hail Mary thing there where, like, the catch 'em, I think that was what it was called. They would throw the ball and you had to catch it to improve your skills, like beat people around and get your rep up to be able to face Exhibit. Like, they had all the little mini games. They had all the games. It was just so fun, dude. That career mode in that game is my favorite career mode of anything besides Madden 08. Madden 08's career mode is obviously better because it's in the NFL. But for, like, them non-league games, Street 2 has the best career mode. 100% hands down.
Yeah.
And I've always wanted to kick Exhibit's ass, so I got to do that. Yeah, that's my number 1. What are some of your honorable mentions that we haven't mentioned?
All right, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 6 honorable mentions.
Okay.
We're gonna go with NASCAR 05. That's an honorable mention. I just narrowed it down to the best NASCAR games and only put 2 of them on my list. NHL 06 was on my list.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, my honorable mentions. The thing with hockey, one of my friends, he used to play hockey, and we used to play hockey on video games because he used to play hockey in real life, and he loved hockey. I never beat him once. He was just OP at the game. I mean, I don't understand. So yeah, and then we had SmackDown, Just Bring It. Yeah, so we had that one, and then we had Tiger Woods PGA Tour 05. This is an honorable mention. I mean, all the Tiger Woods PGA Tour games were good, but 05 was where I thought it shined. Any FIFA game is on my own. I don't really care which one it is. They're all good. And then this is kind of a weird one, but Backyard Baseball on the Wii.
Yep.
Yeah. Threw that one on the honorable mentions.
I used to play that on PlayStation.
Yeah, they had Pablo Sandoval. Oh, not Pablo. It's Pablo Sanchez.
Yep. So, my honorable mentions. I already mentioned Heat 2002, and then NBA Live 10. But Backyard Sports, that's the one that I talked about that I said I'm not just going to pick one because all of them were good. Backyard Football, Backyard Baseball, all of them were good. Yeah. So Backyard Sports is just one. Wii Sports, because that was just fun, dude.
Yeah.
And then Tiger Woods PGA Tour 2006.
Okay.
And then Need for Speed Most Wanted.
See, I was never really into the street portion of video. I mean, I played Midnight Club and stuff, but I wasn't like, I had to have the NASCAR game. That's where I raced. So.
Yeah, see, I like the street over NASCAR.
Yeah.
So, like I was so let down though with Carbon because Carbon was terrible and Most Wanted was so good, and then Carbon was supposed to be the next one, and they said, "Oh, Carbon's just a better version of Most Wanted," and then it was just horrible. It
Right.
was so depressing. So all the cars were worse. Everything was worse than Carbon. So Need for Speed Most Wanted is definitely. Oh, man, I really want to put it on my list, but I'm not going to. I did have it on my list. I had Gran Turismo 3 as an honorable mention, and then I got thinking about it, and you can't do as much customization in Most Wanted, and
Yeah.
it's hard, but yeah, Most Wanted is definitely a very, very close number 10 for me.
3 games the same on
Yeah.
our list?
Yeah, we had 3 games the same, and all 3 of them you didn't really get to talk about because I said them first.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm sorry.
It's all good. Thanks for listening to the Mainly Sports Podcast with Shoop and Jeesh. Make sure to leave a comment and give us your top 10 list. Also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and follow us on Instagram at mainly_sports. And that's mainly_sports, MAINELY_SPORTZ. Thank you. Till next time.